my grandmother, Carrie Jackson. I'm no more than like 9 or 10 in that picture. And it's not until like a couple more years till she passed. God rest her soul. Um, but I'm making this because my grandmother saved my life. And I just like really miss her. And I just want anyone to know if they have a grandmother or someone who's close to them that prays for them like my grandmother did, man, don't take it for granted. It's very rare to find a seasoned Christian woman in these days and times, but if you have one out there, don't take it lightly. But to the story though, I was about 2 years old, and I was in her driveway and got hit by a car, and my aunt was there, and of course, a child get hit, you hear it, and there's the screaming, and there's blood, and my aunt was on her way to come pick me up from the driveway, and my grandmother came to the door as well, but she told her, don't pick him up, don't pick me up. And with no medical background, something in her spirit told her to tell my aunt that, and just to wait for the ambulance and the professionals to get there. And so they did, and Lord behold, because of that, I was able to, and as you can see, turn out fine and turn out with no injuries. But if they did pick me up, I could have been severely paralyzed, severely damaged, and I owe that to my grandmother. I owe her, not I owe her my life, but I owe God my life, but I owe, what she did and how she had wisdom and the ability to hear from God in that moment. So I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for it's just a one-off thing or something like that. I think she was very spiritually in tune. And she was, like I said, a very devoted, highly Christian woman. She was the church cook. So if you the church cook, the pastor blessed you to cook for the whole congregation. Oh, she threw down. So, and she was the best cook in the family, of course. But man, I do remember times waking up smelling biscuits from scratch. Grits. And cheese and eggs, man. I'm talking about the whole shebang. This is my grandmother. I'm talking about soul food. I'm talking about good soul food cooking. That's the number one thing I do miss about her cooking though. But yeah, she was a church cook, and she had her own seat in the church. Like that was her assigned seat, quote unquote assigned seat. But she would always take us to church, me and my siblings and cousins and stuff like that. Anytime we would go visit her, and she would have us do what the preacher say, you would run around, catch the Holy Ghost. And I was just, thinking like it was just like, during that time, like, just playing around. But in the spirit realm, she was, developing me, equipping me the things that I would need to be a full functioning adult, which I didn't even realize. But man, the spiritual lessons that she has imparted in me, because I remember her days like just praying when I'm sleeping or something like that. She anoint my head. She had her own oil. She didn't make it, but she like prayed on her own oil and just come anoint my head with the cross, and it'd be running down my nose and stuff like that, my face. And that covering really protected me from a lot of things that I didn't even know that has kept me throughout the years. Now, I truly appreciate that, and I don't know if anyone has, if you have ever had that, you experienced that. I pray that someone has that type of love and covering for you, because she had that for me, and that was such it's a lost art, I would say, because I don't have that now without her. And of course I'm grown now, but it's very, very rare to find someone who has that type of deep connection with God. Someone who's, she was a elderly person, but still like she like devoted her life to Christ. And I didn't understand it at a young age, but the way she was just do things in the spirit and know, like, if I was with the right crowd, the right person or something like that, with friends or something like that, she would come to my little sporting events, she would encourage me, man, and stuff like that. It's amazing to have that type of support as a young black man growing up. Didn't even know what she was instilling in me, didn't know the love she departed until like I got older and realized and became consciousness of like, I don't know what she was doing, but this what happened in that place. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing the look back that you see, and I truly am privileged and honored to have experienced that. I pray that you can experience something like that as well. And if you don't, you know, I pray that you find someone, go into a church. If you're spiritual like that, or call upon your own ancestors to get that type of covering over your life, man. That it hasn't left me yet, and that's the only thing that keeps me going, because I know she looks down and keep me safe and keep me out of harm's energy and stuff like that. And what's not only best about that is I had two grandmothers like that. This one, my grandma Jackson, she was on my mom's side. I had another one on my dad's side, Grandma Myers, that's her last name. And she was another, devoted Christian woman. And so I can't say, like, I'm double blessed, double anointed because of that. And that just from keeping me safe. They both, they didn't know each other and stuff like that, mom and dad and stuff like that. They came together, but like when I wasn't over there, my other grandmother and I was my other grandmother would still do the same thing, church every other day. And so and it's just amazing how these two women from two different backgrounds, two different walks of life, kind of steered me into the direction that I'm, still here, still amongst the land of the living. It's due because of that. And anytime I'm like down or bad, or anytime that I'm, questioning my purpose, my reasoning and stuff like that, I look back to them and ask for their their love, their covering, their protection, and I feel it. And it's a I'm not sure not anybody, but if you guys are familiar with the Helen Baylor story, she was talking about her grandmother and how grandmothers, can really pray and, speak to God. Like it's like almost like a baby, like you're into that spiritual realm, or she's like about to go into that like transition, and then the baby is almost, transitioning here. They lose all consciousness and stuff like that. So, and it's like they're getting back into it. So, not saying that, moms and stuff like that wasn't, loving and stuff like that, but it's a difference, because my mom was raised by her mom. My grandmother was raised my mom, so she knew how my mom was and stuff like that. So she would, I would feel it from different perspective when I didn't get anything like from my mom, my grandmother step in, or from my dad. She, what I'm saying? So it's truly, if you don't, I don't know I can't really say if you don't have a grandmother, but if you, like I said, if you have a grandmother and she's a praying grandmother, man, I don't care. Like, even if you don't need it, just go over there and ask her to pray for you. Ask her to lay hands on you if you feel comfortable enough. I would do about anything just to, have them to do that for me. And what's so funny is, like, she used to make me comb her hair until she go to sleep. Or she said she wasn't asleep, like she would go to sleep and knock her head back. And then I try to leave. She's like, "Where you going?" I ain't sleep. I was like, "Man, you was like, grandma, you sleep? Nah, come on back here." Like, I was not a trouble kid, but she was. I didn't know that was a way to like keep me out of trouble, keep me, feeling close to her. And so I miss like combing her hair and stuff like that, helping her cook. She would like ask me to go give her things and stuff like that. And those things I truly do miss, because I don't get that now, and it's hard, experiencing that and not experiencing it again. Then when you become an adult, you realize, all the small things. And so I'm not gonna take too much more time, but this is, like I said, this is my girl, my grandmother. Man, you can see, look, church attire, had me dressed up, stuff like that. Like I said, it's a blessing to have that. I have not only one but two. If you have just one, I pray that you don't take it for granted. I pray that you embrace it. I pray that you don't get an attitude. I pray that you understand the calling that's on your life, and I pray that you amount to great things and you establish your authority on life and on this earth. I pray her hand never leaves me. I pray your mother hand don't leave you. And you know, this is just one time for grandmas all over the world. We love you. I love you. And